Good morning, everyone. Thank you guys for coming in this morning. I would like to discuss some serious issues going on, as you probably well know, with you, my command staff. When we came into office back in January 1st, 2017, there were approximately 33, 34 vacancies at that point in time. And since we've been here 3.5 years now, this number has steadily increased year after year after year. And as you well know, this certainly directly affects your staffing in making sure that you have a minimal number of detention officers to comply with jail standards, rules, and regulations regarding inmate employee ratio. Our our professional standards unit has given me the number of 68 current vacancies that we have in the detention officer position. This is obviously the highest it's been since we've been here in office, and probably the highest that any of you have ever experienced as well. I mean, I know most of you guys have been here at least 20 years plus. So you've seen and gone through a lot of good times and bad times economically wise, and I'm not sure, what the answer is. So what I've done some research. I've thought of some ideas and some proposals to present to you today. I've already passed out a copy of my proposals to you to take with you today. I want you to go back, read over all of this stuff, and tell me what you think. I'm not the know-it-all. I don't know everything that I need to know about this job, about the hiring process and retention issues that we're having. So I solicit your help as well, because I think we as a team, we can get through this, but we're going to have to think outside the box. I think we're all dealing with employees nowadays. Their emotional needs, their physiological needs, that something we've never experienced before. I know me as a baby boomer, there's a few of you in here in this room, but there's also many of you that probably the generation X or Y. Each particular generation, for whatever reason, seems to change in their ways of thinking. So we've got to do things a little differently around here to try to meet those needs and requirements that they're looking for in a job or a position. Unfortunately, there's many people that just look for jobs or careers, but there's also a lot of them that just look for a paycheck. So, as well as I do, those kinds of people are probably not going to stay and retain employment here at the Denton County Sheriff's Office anyway. But we still need to continue to do everything we can to make sure that doesn't happen and they stay employed with us and for a long period of time, because longevity is a great thing for us. Obviously, the longer they stay employed with us, the more invested they become financially and emotionally with the buy-in that they have with their careers here with us. So it means a lot in a lot of different ways. So I really, really, really need to solicit your input and help in accomplishing this, because I can't do this by myself. I need you as part of my team to help do this. The first thing that I would like to discuss and propose to you is that we reinstitute a community relations section. You know as well as I do that we're involved in a lot of different community type involvement with various leaders in the community, but we need to bring them here to our house, show them what we do, how we do it, get them interested in our job and understand what some of us have to put up with on a day-to-day basis inside this jail. It's something that a lot of people see on TV and think they have a visual idea of what goes on in a jail. When you know as well as I do, in reality, they don't have a clue. We're in the process of paying, as we speak, paying for 30-second ads on a Dallas-based country and western radio station. We're going to promote recruitment that way to make sure that people hear and understand that we have employment benefits here available right now, and that we're seeking to recruit qualified candidates to fill those 68 positions that we currently have. I also believe that we could use our Denton County Sheriff's Office Facebook page in a better way to also advertise our hiring and to get the word out. Word of mouth is probably the best advertiser that we can get, and especially coming from our own current employees, because who better knows what goes on here on a day-to-day basis than our own employees. So we've got to invest in those people and listen to what they're telling us, and allow them to think outside the box and give us ideas and feedback, because one of the generational things that we see is this particular, especially millennials and Generation Z, they like to be involved in the decision-making process, or at least be heard. That doesn't necessarily mean we're going to go with every recommendation that they come up with, but we're certainly obligated, in my opinion, to listen to it, evaluate it, and hey, they may have some good ideas that we haven't thought of yet. Secondly, I would also like to get instituted a women's empowerment program, volunteers in police service program, citizens police academy, and a crisis intervention team. I believe that all of these types of projects or organizations could further enhance our visibility in the community, and know that we have a lot of valuable things to offer the citizens of this county in different programs that offer a lot of different aspects and training, and a different point of view that a lot of people sit at home and don't really realize. When they're sitting at home in the comfort of their own living room watching TV, they don't have a clue what really goes on in the real world. They're honest, law-abiding people that do the right thing, and it really opens up people's eyes to what we have to put up with and do every single day. I believe in dealing with the millennials and Generation Z, like I talked about earlier. We have to learn to be a little bit more flexible, not so rigid. Listen to what they have to offer. We may have to consider flexing our schedule some to accommodate their personal needs. A lot of them probably are attending college. As you know, we have a incentive program with the county that reimburses tuition for college students that are employed in the county. So we may have to learn to do some flex scheduling to work with their college schedule as well. And it's so simple, but just a pat on the back goes a long, long way with somebody. Tell them they did a good job. Don't get to the point to where you say it constantly and it loses its meaning or effect, but make it sincere. When they really shine and do something really well, let them know that, because I really think that goes a long way, and that's going to help keep us retain that employee. And again, that word of mouth, when he solicits someone, a friend, relative, or whatever, someone else that may be interested in employment here, he's going to ask him, what do you think about it? What do you do? How are you treated by your supervisors? So that in itself goes a really, really long way. I think we've done some good things here over the last year or so as far as the recruiting and hiring, but certainly we have a lot of room for improvement. I harp on the fact we have 68 vacancies. We have to do better to get that number down. I don't know what we're going to do if we get to the point to where we simply can't function inside this jail when we get below that 1-to-48 ratio. Luckily I've already made contracts with 3 or 4 other county governments and county jails that will take our overflow, but I really don't want to have to do that. We've also looked into registering and subscribing to job posting websites such as Indeed, and of course TCOL has one as well. So we're trying to, again, think outside the box and come up with ways and methods that we've never tried or used before. Something has to change, and I'm certainly willing to step forward and put my reputation on the line to try to make this a better place to work. I would also like to consider you, or making it not necessarily a requirement to recruit someone, but making an incentive to that employee that would want to recruit an employee. Maybe maybe give them an extra pay bump on their paycheck, some kind of bonus for every employee that gets hired, and they put their name down as a reference. Maybe some admin leave, a day or two at a time to help increase that incentive. But there's got to be buy-in by our current employees to be able to or want to assist us in this endeavor to make this to fill the void of vacancies that we currently have. I really think that it's a great benefit, not only training wise but financially, by keeping and retaining our current employees, because we have a lot of time and money invested in these people. Over the years, you know as well as I do how much training that TCOL requires us to go through, and that's not cheap. And good experience is hard to replace. Again, I've laid out a lot of information to you. That's why I printed a copy of it for you to take with you today. Some of this may not work, and that's okay. Some of it will work, though, I believe. But I also solicit your input and your ideas as well, because we have to work together as a team to accomplish this. I can't do this again by myself, like I said earlier. But I believe some of the initiatives that I proposed to you today has some very positive effects on the community and the people we deal with every single day. And once we get out and meet our citizens and they interact with us and they learn that we're really not a bad person after all. Yeah, we wear a badge and a gun and a uniform, but that doesn't make us a bad person. And data and statistics show that once we get that buy-in from the community, they go back and tell other members of the community. And you really get buy-in from them as well. And believe it or not, these kinds of actions prevent further acts of violence from occurring and make this a better and safer place to live. So with that, I will close, and let me know if you have any other ideas, suggestions, recommendations, and we'll talk about more of those. And I will keep you posted as we begin making these proposals a reality, and we'll go from there. All right. Thank you, guys. Enjoy your day.